We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
Can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the USRA. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the USRA. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the season finale at the SCSRA Dev Sports Cards Next Gen series here on Wednesday night. We're halfway through the week, and man, I said this week was going to be an exciting week, and I don't think I'm too far off with that. You still have cars qualifying. They have about 4 minutes remaining, so plenty of time. But I want to take a look, as this is our season finale. Let's take a look at the upcoming races. We do it every week. Brought to you by Morris Customs. You can check them out. Facebook at Morris Customs. Hey, the SCSRA Live. They're also live on Facebook now. YouTube, Twitch. All the good. I think the channel chat's working. I'm pretty sure everything's going smooth. So, hey, that's the start. Tonight, Texas, here at the Acres 150, you're going to have a crazy battle. One stage, it's going to be lap 40. The points between the first 3 out and the last 3 in is extremely close. Head to the playoffs starting next week. Head to Darlington. Man, the track that drives the car. Not the car that's driving the track. Darlington. If you like to ride the wall, Darlington. If you like that high-speed action exiting all the turns in the high line, it's Darlington. If you're Rob Duvendak, it's Darlington. I got him muted right now. He had to go get his snacks before he races. So he'll be back joining me in the booth. He is currently, I believe, 9th in the points. So he's got a little bit of a buff. We'll keep track as the night goes on. After Darlington, the gloves come off. And man, it's going to be all bets are off as we head to the one and only super speedway of the playoffs. But the best super speedway you could head to, and that's going to be Talladega, where we can go 3, 4 wide. We can have some big wrecks. We may not wreck. We just watched Talladega Monday night, and well, it was the story of 2 different sides of a race. First half, smooth as butter. Get through the stages, no wrecks. Second half, well, they realized it was the season finale, and I had given them 2 fast repairs, and it became chaos pretty quickly. And those drivers put on a show as there were no small wrecks. Ooh, Carlton. I don't want to hear that. Some bad quality. So hopefully that cleans up, because everything on this end is looking good. But you'll have to keep me posted, as Hardy's got me using Restream, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Let's go to these points. Everybody in blue, pay attention to the ones on the right. 1 through 6, they're locked in. Pro V, Brett Murrell, they're in the green. They're pretty safe. But 9, 10, 11, and 12, they're going to have to fight for their spots. As Riley Gomes, Kevin Graham, D. Wright, and Matt Allen, you can see they're all in striking distance. And they're going to want to take advantage of any mistake these guys may throw their way. Let's go big for a second and take a look at Deb's car tonight. That is one gorgeous potato. As Tony Starch gets his way put onto a car. And man, it's purty. And Duve's back. So, without any further ado, let's check out our starting grid. Qualifying went pretty good, is what I'm looking at. Some pretty fast cars out here. And some guys who really need a good race tonight. They're really going to need a good showing in order to hold on to their spot in the playoffs. Carlton, thanks. It's not my quality, it's your qualifying. You can't put quality to a broadcaster and think I'm going to read qualifying. It's probably because you were texting me about your quali.
I need you to get up here, Carlton. You got to get top 5s.
That's it. Carlton's got to get it. That Dick Insider car is looking clean. Well, we'll definitely going to get a good view of it. As they've got about 50 seconds left to get on the track. Let's get out of the old zoomed in. Now, what I've realized about Texas, and I'm not 100% sure why, but this track is extremely loud. So if it gets too loud during the stream, you holler at me, let me know. We'll turn down some motors. If it's just right, you let me know. But in my ears, boy, this track is loud. I don't know what's going on with Texas, but it is definitely the loudest track that I've heard so far.
I heard everything's bigger in Texas, so maybe the audio is too.
Well, the audio is definitely loud tonight. Alright, with 10 seconds left, let's get to the most famous words.
And now, race fans, for the most famous words in motorsports, the star of Universal Pictures movie, I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry, Kevin James.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops, God bless America, and gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, and they are on their way out. Well, let's get to the grid real quick. Eddie Morris takes the pole. Mr. Trey Spears starting next to him. Devin starting with Duvendak. Duvendak going to need himself a night. As you saw, he's in that 4th spot. Kevin Graham looking to play spoiler. He's starting 5th. David Hartney already locked in. Brett Merle, Jake McCarty. McCarty also looking to gain 1 spot tonight. The Cat 5-5 and Brad Young. Provy, Matt Allen. Billy Tithoff and Sharn Hill. Mr. D Wright, Mr. Joe Wright. We got brothers. They're starting next to each other. Josh Hall and Carlton Charles. Balenciaga starting next to Sylvain. Riley Gomes looking to rebound. He's had a string of bad luck. He's going to want a big finish. He's starting 21st. And Junior locked in with that win. His first and only win of the SCSRA career. And starting last, Mr. Zachary Cox. And just in time, the pace car is off for the first time tonight. Right away, Eddie Morris trying to get out in front, get that big old jump. Texas has an opportunity for these cars to spread out. But turn 4, well, it could be a problem. And it can become a problem early to any driver who tries to challenge it on that high line. We'll keep track of it. See Eddie Morris already making his way out to the front. And I thought my big screen looked a little bit smaller. It looked really like I had a lot of space. Well, I was missing my own standings board.
Yeah, we don't need standings up there.
We don't need them. And
We'll keep the camera on me all night.
We don't need them. Well, right now we're up here riding with the leader, and that's going to be Eddie Morris, who just puts up the fastest lap, but he's trying to get chased down by a potato. As you see, Devin Butchino, he's trying to run him down. Trey Spears in 3rd, Bob Duvendak 4th, Kevin Graham 5th.
So do you know what the fastest potato is in the world?
The fastest potato?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's definitely on the 68 right now.
Yeah, Tony Starch.
Tony Starch. Tony Starch right now is flying. How fast, you say? 173, 176, and gaining speed quick. Last night's truck race ended the regular season for those guys last night. Texas seemed to be a pretty good race, and we're going to see if that continues into the next gen. If the opportunity arises, well, every time we get a chance, we will take a look at our points and just remind everyone how close of a gap it is between the last 3 and the first 3 in. Reverse that.
I mean, it all makes sense.
And right now, you need to concentrate as you're running down to 3 of Trey Spears. Duvendak sitting comfortably in 4th. He's got David Hartney and Kevin Graham following suit. It is a long race and plenty of time. Car's going to see how fast they can burn tires up, how the car feels in long runs. That's what these guys are looking for. Knowing that they will have a stage coming. And remember, here on Wednesday night, we do throw the caution for the one stage break we'll have. As we'll ride back here with Michael Pervolt. He's currently 12. He's got Carlton Charles going to his outside. Carlton moves him back. Oh, Adam St. John. I'm telling you, the SCSRA super fan from down under. Carlton still rocking that lobster from last week. He's going to have to try to run down Mr. D. Wright. Carlton played it safe last week at a track that had a ton of cautions. Was able to survive. Carlton Charles walked away with the top 5. So his patience definitely it did well for him last week. He's going to look to try to repeat that. See D. Wright right now, he's going to battle Mr. Brad Young. Camera's going to go back. We're going to have to keep track of that Nickelodeon as Riley Gomes in the 9. He is the first driver out. He is going to need every point he can get tonight. Currently riding 13th. He would love to get into the top 10 and get some stage points. Mr. St. John's working and lurking. And while we're watching the action in the back, the current points leader, representing the fastest potato, is in the lead. He was able to get around Eddie Morris. Eddie and Dev both locked into the playoffs. We'll keep an eye on them. But for the most part, we're going to have to watch the back of this pack because this race is where all the action's going to happen. As you see Gomes going to the bottom, he's going to try to get around Mr. Brad Young. He's got Carlton Charles in tow. Riley moves into 11th. He's got himself a big pack in front of him. If he can pick them off one by one to include his brother in the Cat 5-5, Riley can get himself a nice stage finish here. Josh Hall, well, he's another driver on that bubble line. He's currently riding 15th. In front of him, Sharn Hill. He's riding 14th.
There we are, about 15 laps into the run, and the cars, you can start feeling them getting a little tighter than they were at the start of the run. So we'll have to see who was saving tires for the long run and who was burning them up early in the run as we see the comers and goers throughout the run here.
Well, and that's going to be a great observation to watch as we know 15 laps isn't too long when the amount of gas these guys have been given. They're going to have to really watch this tire wear because they may seem real fast now. These guys saving tires are going to become faster in the long run, and that can hurt a driver like Riley Gomes as he's going to need that tire to finish the stage. Gomes right now just outside the top 10. You see he's following Mr. Brett Merle. Looks like Brett is take a look, but I'm pretty sure I'm seeing a little frosted flakes. So he's kind of giving us a little throwback here. Earl right now looking to get past Ryan Gomes. Riley going to look to do the same. Can he get around his brother? One thing to watch is that, let's see how well the drone camera will show us. As they come around, they've got that little tri-oval cut. Well, look at Riley. He wasn't as close that time. The first time he came around, he nearly kissed the grass, keeping it as close to that that grass line as possible and gain any advantage he can get. As you see, he does get around the 11. And the 11 going to battle him back. They are side by side. Drag racing turn one. Both fighting for that 10th position. And little fun fact about the SCSRA here. We're in season 7 now. They have not raced Texas since season 2. And that was in the Xfinity car. So first time the NextGen has come to Texas. Which is a little shocking. Is Texas a pretty heavily ran track here on iRacing.
Well, and as per usual, we got Eddie and Devin both have just taken off from the field. They got a good battle going up here for the lead. So I would safe to say they were probably saving a little tire earlier in that run, being the 2 leaders. That allowed them to be a little more conservative, not be fighting through the pack and everything. And now it's really starting to show as they're starting to pull away from 3rd and 4th here.
Well, and I talked to Eddie Morris a little bit earlier today when we were just running around through Discord, and he said he was going to race Dev hard tonight. I know these 2 teammates, but you know what? They're both locked in the playoffs. They've got nothing to lose. They might as well have some fun up here. He knew he was fast. Eddie knows he's fast. Knew Devin was going to be a handful. And it's interesting to see how this battle is going to go on as the night. So far, we've seen them battle a couple times this season, and right now, Dev's held the upper hand. But I think Texas might be the time that Eddie Morris takes advantage and really shows his dominance, as I still bet on him this week. I didn't put him in a parlay, though. I probably should have.
I mean, those are the 2 safest bets you could have made.
So I was sitting there, and I had to get quiet for a minute because my wife walked in to bring me some dinner. And she said, hey, when your daughter gets out of the shower, she has something to tell you. And as a parent, the first thing I said, uh-oh. And she said, no, it's not bad. So we'll keep you updated on what that is, because I guess it's something. But it's not bad, because you know, as a parent, when you hear that, you're like, oh boy. Look at David Hartney up here. He's riding 3rd. He said he enjoys Texas. Well,
And as we say that, there goes Eddie taking a pass on the lead there over Devin.
And does it so quickly. I just panned away from him to come check on you 2. And just like that, Eddie, well, he punches it and gets around the fastest potato. Well, Adam, you might be right with that one. They might be practicing what they preach. If you practice, you reap the rewards. And right now, they put in a lot of laps together, and you can see they are extremely quick. I've got my favorites at each track. I'll give you the betting odds. This week, it was Eddie Morris. First week of the playoffs, Darlington. Well, I'm going to bet with my my co-star over here in Duvendak.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's been a while since I did the next gen there, but trucks, amazing with the trucks there at Darlington. So hopefully that'll transfer over to this next gen, but this is a different beast, so we'll have to see.
It is a different beast indeed. As you were also able to get around Mr. David Hartney, so we had a little back and forth going for the lead and a back and forth going for third. So you got Trey Spears starting to close in on you a little bit, but then you got to go way back here where you find Jake McCarty. Remember, he's battling, and Riley Gomes, 6th and 7th. So there you are, right in the position they want to be in. As they're going to try to run down Trey Spears, Hartney, and Duvendak. Looks like Riley Gomes actually going to try to get around the 4 here. As he sticks it to that bottom side. Just not able to get clear of McCarty. As, man, we are already 30 laps in. That's going to, what, leave 9 laps until our stage break. I feel like we just started this race. And within 15 minutes of racing, well, we are almost to the stage.
I, for one, am ready for those tires. So that, and I would like the stage to end so we can get these bonus points.
Well, I definitely think with those bonus points, if you're able to hold the current position, that should move you into the green. You were fourth from elimination, so you had a little bit of gap room, a little bit of breathing room. A pretty good points lead, I believe it was almost 40. So with none of those cars chasing, finishing in front of you for a stage, I think you'd be sitting in a pretty good spot, Mr. Duvendak.
Well, I sure hope so, but I see Trey Spears. He's coming fast, so
he is coming extremely quick.
I have a hard time holding him off.
And here he comes as he's already gotten to the bumper of David Hartney. Was Trey Spears saving a little bit of tire. Eddie Morris still your leader. Trey Spears getting to that inside of David Hartney. I don't think Hartney's going to have the tire to race him too hard here, and if he does, he's going to want to try to save it. As Riley Gomes is fast approaching as well. Hartney not in ideal positioning. You do not want to be locked on that outside. And right now, Trey Spears staying to his inside and keeping him out there. The advantage all to the 3. As Trace, Hartney bumps the wall a little bit. No pain, no game. He's able to get around, and Trey Spears now looking to get around Duvendak. We'll keep an eye on this battle for third, as Eddie Morris does have a half a second lead on Devin. And we'll keep an eye to see if Devin's able to close that gap a little bit. Trey Spears definitely the faster car right now, able to keep it more on the bottom. You see he gets around Duve. Moves into third, Duvendak fourth, Hartney fifth, Riley Gomes 6th, Brett Morrow 7th, Joe Wright, and Jake McCarty, Ryan Gomes. That's your top 10, all being led by Eddie Morris and Dev in his Tony Starch car. Might be my favorite car in the season. I told Dev after last week Tony would never wear the Dev Sports Card shirt again. He may have just won it back over. Tony might have just ordered a new one. In fact, I believe Tony's wearing it tonight. As Eddie Morris continues to increase his lead, he's now 7/10. Riley Gomes, he's looking to get around David Hartney. Gomes looking to get a 5th place finish here. He's able to get around David Hartney. Well, he'll eye Robert Duvendak. I don't think there's going to be enough time. But we'll watch it unfold. As lap 40 fast approaching. The leaders go across. Mr. Billy Tithoff, well, he's a lap down. You see he's having a little bit of connection issues. Flashed in and out a little bit.
And that'll be our stage.
The caution for the stage. Eddie Morris, we'll just throw it up. How about that? It's way easier than reading. I'll read it anyway. But Eddie Morris, Dev, Trey Spears, Duvendak, Riley Gomes, Mr. Hartney, Joe Wright, Jake McCarty, Brett Merle, and Ryan Gomes. Let's head over and take a look. As Duvendak gets good stage points, that's going to be huge for him. He's able to beat Sharon Hill, Josh Hall, Jake McCarty. Riley Gomes, well, he's on that bubble. Jake McCarty, he's on that bubble. Those two guys really battling for that 12th spot, as only 4 points separate them. D. Wright, well, he may need a win. And Kevin Graham also on the bubble. So 4 points between 3 drivers. Graham, Gomes, and McCarty. And we'll throw up our caution, even though it's not a true caution. These guys driving and clean, having us a long run right off the rip, able to get into the stage. Eddie Morris leading the field down pit road. We'll wait for him to get some tires and bring them on up. And we'll be right back. And tune in tomorrow night, 8 Central, 9 Eastern, for SCSRA Live as well. They're going to go over who made it and who didn't.
Not just for here, but for all 3 leagues.
Oh, good call. All 3.
So we're going to be announcing for 3 leagues.
Yeah, trucks, NextGens, and ASR Tours. It's going to be, I know Duke's going to go out tomorrow night. I think we may have a potato go out. So.
Yeah, it should be a good show.
It should be. Eddie Morris, Guy and Rob in the booth. How you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, boys. How y'all doing?
Man, I'm gonna make it real quick because I don't want to give you any bad omens down there. But man, you're my favorite for the night, and right now showing why I picked Eddie Morris. Man, super quick out there. Congratulations on stage win.
Appreciate it, brother.
Man, how we feeling? How's the car feeling going forward?
Car feels really good. Still have plenty more left into it. I could have actually ran a little bit harder on that run, I feel like. So yeah, feeling pretty good about the rest of the race. Hopefully we can keep it green. So proud of everybody on that. So shout out to all those guys in the back and everywhere else throughout the field, keeping it green so far. Really refreshing whenever we can have some green laps, and I'm sure it looks better on the broadcast for you too.
Man, it's looking really good, and we've got some really good battles going between you and Dev. Dev trying to run you down with the Potato Deluxe car, and then Duvendak, Hartney, and Trey Spears, they're back there battling, and watch out for the dark horse. Riley Gomes able to make his way through the field. He's all the way up here now with the leaders, so
Sure, man.
it's going to be a good time, but let me get you back down there to Neon, man, and hopefully we catch you here at the end of the race.
Alright, appreciate it, man.
Good luck, buddy.
Thanks, brother.
And Mr. Eddie Morris, he is our stage winner. He said, this is going to be the Eddie show. And I think we should take my Vegas bets.
Can I cash mine in right now?
No early out.
Oh, come on.
And last I checked, you're not a Dodgers pitcher, so you're not allowed to bet on the sport either. Sorry. I believe that would be an unfair advantage.
Nah.
I'll tell you what, though. Dev's paint scheme, it is solid.
Oh, that's awesome.
It is so.
I got this
It is so
big,
solid.
ugly potato staring at me right now.
I think what makes it worse is he didn't just put one potato. The whole car is covered in potatoes.
He put his whole family on there.
The whole family. It's got it's like the old cookout going.
I should have ran a McDonald's scheme. It would have scared him.
Just the French fries and the empty container.
There you go.
All right, pace car away as the stage break coming to an end. Mr. Eddie Morris is looking to get way back out front. See if he can pull away from his teammate, who's currently sitting second, Mr. Rob Duvendak. Sitting third, Riley Gomes fourth, Joe Wright fifth, Hartney sixth, Spears 7, Brett Merle and Junior 8 and 9, and McCarty round out the top 10. So a lot of guys who need big points up here in the top 10. Kevin Graham also on that bubble line. He's served 14th. And caution coming out.
Looks like it might have been Provy there. I see him on pit road.
Well, I'm really confused here. I'm looking to see where it comes in at. Right on the restart. Bumper to bumper. And that's where a ton of 4Xs come from. You can see that outside line just doesn't go in the back. And Billy Tithoff with another checkup. Josh Hall gets a 1X. He's going to get a little bump. It looks like we may have gotten a caution here because of this restart as no cars. We're not registering anything. But man, this restart's rough. And the Ford, it looks like McCarty. Crazy. Ryan Gomes is hitting the 4. And I don't think it's malicious. Well, what's happening in front of David Hartney? Actually, let's keep going up.
And it sounds like Trey Spears might have downshifted one too many. And it kind of stacked everyone up.
I believe that is what happened. And that's why you see that inside line get such a huge jump. It stacks everybody up before the restart. And I believe the caution may have been thrown so that these guys can go in and fix their damage. Because a ton of cars took 4x damage in the back. And you saw some of them, like the 84. Well, he went in right away to get it all fixed up. So that was D right. Looks like Kevin Graham went in, Proby went in, and I believe that caution was thrown by the admins and given an opportunity. Because I don't know if iRacing threw that. I don't think we had just gone green.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I had my hands full there on that restart, but one thing I did notice on these restarts here that I don't think a lot of guys are knowing right now, is because it's kind of rare, is you can actually restart these cars in first gear. And I think a lot of them are restarting in second, and it's causing checkups because you're not accelerating as fast. You'll notice on that last restart, it looked like Eddie was in first, and when he got in a restart zone, he was able to kind of gun it a lot more easier with that lower gear, and was able to gap me and Devin there on the restart. So that'll be one thing we'll have to watch going forward on restarts to see who's figuring out that first gear is an option.
Well, and that's one thing, you know, especially in the Xfinity cars, and most tracks, you avoid first gear because of the spin out possibility. And right now, looks like they're holding. I wonder if that's going to change with some tire wear.
I would think so, yeah, but we'll have to see. I haven't tried first gear yet because I'm afraid of doing a tire spin and wrecking the whole field up here, but it's working for Eddie, so.
Let's see if we can route Mr. Eddie on this next restart. As they're going to line it back up. And we'll watch how quick Eddie Morris gets off this line. This time, well, we'll bring a little bit of tools to the show. He's got a whole backstretch to go through. Ooh, looks like Cheese and Cheese and St. John also talking about taking Riley. Dalton Gibson says, Rob, do something. Rob,
I can't. Not against these two.
Rob has this strategy out here. It is survive.
Right. It's to hope Eddie and Devin wreck each other, and then the rest of the field will have a chance.
Right now, these two guys just out in front, and it is a drag race.
I hear a lot of guys in first gear in this restart, so it might be a little bit cleaner here.
Well, we're watching Eddie Morris now. You can see full gas instantly shifts up into second gear. So as Dubedak predicts, first gear is the way. And this time, car is getting off clean. We'll get rid of the onboard of Eddie Morris. Because we'll move our way back into the back of the field with Josh Hall, Ryan Gomes, and folks. As, well, they're putting it 3 wide back there. Starting to settle in and find their lanes now. Ooh, the 78 almost comes down and clips the rear of the 13. And Junior would not have been happy with Brad Young because he would have sent him flying. Duvendak with a big shift up. He's going to pull behind Dev. Looks like Hartney and Gomes, they're up there with Mr. Trey Spears. Joe Wright, well, he's moved his way up into 5th. Hartney gets around Duvendak momentarily. Riley with Junior behind him, Trey Spears in front of him. Ooh, Riley with the slip move goes into the high line just as he's almost going to get pinched between the 13 and the 3. Almost had a 6th sense there as Riley Gomes moves up, or moves down the track I should say, just in the nick of time, and he's going to get around the 3. He saw an opportunity and Riley Gomes took it. Moves his way in the 7th. The 41 of Balenciaga, he's now trying to get around Brad Young. He's got Sharn Hill and Ryan Gomes. Balenciaga holding that high line. Not really using the bottom of the track. And oh, Cat 5.5 is going to get turned. And that is going to bring out a caution. Let's see what happens. Carlton, Gomes, and Graham all involved.
Oh, not Carlton.
Yes, Carlton. And this time, Carlton really nowhere to go. And it starts with just Ryan Gomes. Let's see. I'm pretty sure he just lost the rear here. Oh, nope. He might have actually got in. Let's see. We're going to have to rewind just a touch. Right here. You see him brake a little bit. And Carlton nowhere to go. And it is so close. But I don't believe him or Sharn Hill made contact. I think Hill avoided him. I think that was just Ryan Gomes losing the rear end. And no, Sharn Hill then got caught after. As they're coming to slow down, D. Wright just rear ends them. Cautions have been a problem here at Texas. But with that, technically our 3rd caution of the night. We'll call it a 2nd. 3rd one was a little bit of a restart jumbled disaster.
Well, and it was stage 2, so.
It was stage, so we could just move on from that one. But the first actual caution of the night involving some wrecked cars, and we'll head to commercial.
It's not very often you find a job where you look forward to coming to work every day.
The equipment rental specialist is a great way to start your career here at Sunbelt. You're the face of the branch, that first person that's going to give that customer that top-notch experience.
The everyday life as an ERS is never the same. Working with outside sales reps, job site visits, taking in a lot of phone calls. So being an ERS gives you a great opportunity to work in every aspect of the business.
When a customer gives me a call, I talk with them, find out what it is they're doing. If they're going to have a delivery, ask for their address, get the information they need, how long do you need it for. Whenever they're done with it, they give me a call. I schedule a pickup and service it and send it right back out to the next customer.
We work with anything as big as like excavators, skid steers, to generators, chainsaws. I get a huge satisfaction of just seeing the equipment and contributing to projects.
Once you become an ERS, doors are open for you and you can almost do anything in the company. I was able to learn. That allowed me to become an outside sales rep.
The opportunities are endless, and Sunbelt really promotes from within, so it makes it a great company to work for.
Sunbelt offers a great support system. If there's ever anything you don't know, everybody you work with is willing to help you.
The training we get here is phenomenal. Everyone here is just wanting you to be your best and always helping you learn.
When starting, they were able to help me get familiarized with the equipment and making the transition from my previous role to this role. I was able to make that smooth transition.
An equipment rental specialist allowed me to propel to the position that I am today as an assistant manager, and that just shows how the opportunities are endless.
Sunbelt is really for the employees. There's something for everybody in Sunbelt.
And just in the nick of time, we are back green as you see Eddie Morris getting a big jump back out front. David Hartney gets around Dev, moves into second. Now, got a couple cars out on an 18-lap stint. It's primarily your top 8 with Brad Young. Everybody else did go into pit. As Morris, Hartney, Buchino, Merle, Duvidak, Wright, Junior, Spears, Balenciaga, D. Wright are your top 10. I was looking for the Fox fan cam. I don't have one. Well, there's a caution light. That was a terrible camera, by the way, in case. Oh, it's going to look real good here, though, is Eddie Morris, where it's going to pick him up instantly.
So we got David Hartney going to second there on that restart. See if he can challenge Eddie for this lead.
Well, Hartney's been, how do you say, sneaky fast. Where he's just had the same consistent speed all day. And he's currently a half second behind Eddie Morris. So he's got his work cut out for him. He is gapping Dev a little bit. You can see pretty equal spacing between Hartney, Dev, and Duvendak. As Hartney starting to close in. Remember, Hartney's tires are not any newer than Eddie Morris, so pretty long stint here for them. The last time they went in was that stage. Hartney also already locked into the playoffs with his Daytona 500 win, as we like to remind him. And just like that, lap 66, well, time to change it over. 85 laps to go. I'll tell you what, you get the SS, it takes a minute to get to lap 66, and when you do, there's not a lot left. You hit lap 66 on Wednesday nights extremely quick, and it sometimes isn't even halfway, like tonight.
I mean, we can extend the Super Speedway League, make it longer.
No, I'm good.
If you're going to keep giving everyone 2 fast repairs, we might have to.
I thought that was a nice season finale present. So
I know everyone else liked it.
Race review, not so much.
No, but it wasn't too bad compared to the last few weeks.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, go back and watch that broadcast because every wreck, it was not small. Every one of them involving at least 5 cars. It was definitely big wreck after wreck after wreck as those guys definitely put a show on Monday night as they finished their season, and a lot of 3-wide racing. Expected at Talladega, but not all leagues can do it. Luckily, SCSRA Broadcasting broadcasts a bunch of leagues who can do it. So shout out to all those drivers who get broadcasted by us. Makes our job easier and really keeps the excitement up. Well, Carlton's still out there. 2 laps down. Roby, 2 laps down. And Tithoff. We're going to do a quick jump over. The race will stay up. As you see, Roby pretty safe. Currently sitting 7th in the points. So I believe he will be fine. It is definitely 11, 12, 13, and 14 we're going to have to keep an eye on, as 2 of those drivers are going to have a pretty heartbreaking night. Josh Hall right behind Riley Gomes. Remember, those are 2 of those drivers. 14th and 13th. They've got some work cut out for them.
We got kind of a mixed bag of strategy out here right now with, excuse me, guys on all different sets of tires. So if we get another long green flag run here, it's really going to shake up the running order.
Oh, absolutely. Right now, the top 6 on a 29-lap stint. 7, 8, and 9, which is going to be Matt Allen. He's going to be that first car who's on a 14-lap stint. That's the one thing we didn't talk about. Gas. How much gas can we run tonight?
Yeah, we're looking right around between 45 and 50, depending on how you're entering the turns and how much off-throttle you're doing, the coasting of the turns. So it'd be somewhere around that area, roughly a 3-stop race, depending on how cautions fall.
And that's about another 15 laps from now is where our leaders are going to have to head in. I think if you get a caution this time or anywhere before that 15 laps, I would expect the top 6 to go in. Under that caution and take advantage of it. But I say that, but man, sometimes I am surprised as some guys stick to their strategy. As you see Josh Hall, he's going to have a slide job right up in front of Trey Spears. There's a jumbled pack going on there following Josh Hall. You got Josh, Trey, Kevin Graham, Sharon Hill, Jake McCarty. So that's 3 of those guys in that big pack right there. All fighting for those 2 spots. Riley Gomes, well, he's 1 spot ahead. Currently sitting 11th. And as close as these guys are racing right now, if it was to finish this way, how huge are those stage points going to be? With only 4 points separating 4 drivers. Gomes definitely having some connection issues right now. We're getting the notification that he's doing a little flashing. He looks to have stabled back out. We've seen that one happen where you get packet loss in a big race where you needed it, and it ends the night.
Oh man, I can't tell you the heartbreak I've had with something like that. And this is no joke, I wish I was joking, but I was 3 wide in the middle on the final lap for a championship with the three of the four guys I was fighting on my inside and one on my outside. Coming to the checker flag and the internet drops.
Oh, man.
You want to talk about heartbreak. They're on all season and be feet from the finish line there to try to win a championship. Just for it to, whoop, gone.
Well, I would definitely be on the phone with my provider. Yes, Max McCarty. You saw McCarty. He's going to get around Josh Hall right now. And, well, David Hartney, he fell back to third. Devin able to reclaim that second spot. You can see Duve kind of out here all by his lonesome right now. He's chasing Hartney, and Merle's chasing him with Joe Wright, so it's kind of lonely there. You got a 2-second gap either way.
Yeah, we were saving tires a little bit there, but at this point, those guys in front are they're always fast, so no matter how much tire I think I save, I don't think I'll ever be able to really compete with them for the most part, but it'll take some strategy and some bad luck on their part for old Dubendijk here to try to get a win here.
Well, and Dev's back there. He's throwing potatoes at anyone that's near him, so.
Right, and I mean, it's like Mario Kart, except he's out here with freaking potatoes.
He's got a potato gun just shooting out the rear.
I hope he doesn't. Well, I hope he does have a blue potato. He can throw it out there and get Eddie.
Catch Eddie real quick. Kind of harnesses him in. As Eddie Morris is just over a second in front of second place. So comfortable, but not super confident because he knows Dev has the opportunity to run him down with late speed.
I don't even think Dev's his worry right now. We got 18 laps here before we got a pit, and we got those guys on freshies that are starting to run us down here. Matt Allen just up to 5th place, and he's got 15 lap pressure tires. But again, some of those were under caution, but still, at a place like Texas, any lap newer on tires is going to be an advantage.
Riley Gomes, he just got himself almost a full bowl of Frosted Flakes. As him and the 11, Brett Merle, make a little bit of contact. No incidents given, but that could have been horrible for the 9. They're both able to get off each other and, well, continue under green flag conditions as we are 69 laps to go already. So let's check back in with our leader, Eddie Morris. I bet he's got some classical music going on in there. He's got his hand out the window, breathing a little bit.
Drinking some macchiatos. And
he's having a great time. Dev currently sitting second.
Oh, and then it looks like our pit window's open. We got people that might be hitting it here.
And Dev going to be one of them. And this time, you know, I heard last night Dev had some crazy pit strategy. That's what I heard pre-race a little bit. And it was able to get him the big win last night. And this time, Eddie Morris goes in. Well, Dev goes with him. That puts the 43, David Hartney, to the lead. I think Dev and Eddie, well, they saw the speed coming from behind. Looks like Matt Allen, he's on pit road. Riley Gomes, what happens here? Is they get a 4X? Well, they do a quick replay to find out what happens as Gomes and him make contact. And like I said earlier, Gomes almost got himself a full bowl of Frosted Flakes. Well, he almost gets another one there. Allen immediately comes into pit. The other two stay out on track. Junior and D. Wright make contact now. We'll go take a look. And you see just different exiting speeds. So some green flag contact all over the track right now. And that is definitely got to be with this tire wear and the different speeds. Junior, one of those cars on 43, lap tires. Brad Young, another one. And then everybody else, well, they're in the top 5. Top 4 has Riley Gomes, the first car on the fresher tires. And then we can go all the way fresh with Eddie Morris, Dev, Matt Allen, Kevin Graham, Zachary Cox, and Balenciaga. They've got the freshies. Well, and it really makes you wonder, if you were to caution here, would one of those guys on the mid-range tires stay out and trap everybody else who's a lap down? It'd be close. Something that if you are Eddie Morris, you don't want to see.
As we got a change for the lead.
Oh, the 99 takes the
Ayo.
lead. Team broadcast to the front.
Like I said, it's going to take Devin and Eddie to do something different.
Well, they have definitely done it with the early pit.
The only thing that concerns me with them is they are going to be about 15 laps short on fuel. So if this were to go green, they're going to have to pit again. And we'll have to see how it plays out. But me and Hartney up here and the rest of the guys on our strategy, we are very close if we run this out. I think we're about 3 or 4 laps shy, according to my worst calculations. So it'll be quite interesting to see what happens here if we get another caution. And if not, it's going to really shake everything up.
Well, and with that 3 lap shy, you know some of these guys pushing for big spots, and Joe Wright, one of them. Joe Wright. Nope, Joe Wright's got his win. It's actually David Wright who would need the big jump, 20 points out. So Joe pretty safe, Duve pretty safe, Hartney already locked. Right now, just looking to play spoiler on Eddie Morris and Davin Butch and Knight.
Yeah, I mean, I just want a top 5. You know how hard I've been working to get a top 5 here.
It's been a challenge all season.
It has, so a win would be huge, but a top 5 is the goal tonight.
Right now, we come to 60 to go, so just under 60 and 59 laps, and, well, pretty quiet night. Not too many incidents, only the 1 caution, and much different than what we saw last week, as the league really struggled up there. It's like someone coated the whole track with lobster butter, and it just got crazy up in New Hampshire.
Now I'm hungry.
Oh, Hartney coming in the pit. So that's going to move Riley Gomes up into second. He's got 15 lap fresher tires than Duvendak. Duvendak currently 2.5 seconds in front of Riley. Now where's Eddie Morris, you ask? He's 14th.
He's coming behind me. He's about 1.5 seconds to get his lap back.
He is flying. Sharn Hill currently 3rd. McCarty 4th. Ryan Gomes 5th. Hartney seems to have gotten out of the pits okay. And he rotates all the way back to 19th. Now, right now, the difference between laps is 10 laps. From 10 laps ago, Eddie Morris and Devin Butchino went in.
As they both just get their lap back there.
And they get it back the hard way. But you can see just how much faster those guys are on those fresh tires. As Riley Gomes now trying to work to catch the 99. He's still about a 2-second gap. Sharn Hill, 1.5 seconds behind Gomes. So the 99 holding pace pretty good right now on Riley Gomes. He is, he's just going to have to worry about the speed in the 8 and the 68. Because those two Team Neon drivers are flying around the track.
And yeah, once we do cycle through and pit, they are going to have a huge lead over the rest of the pack, pitting that early. But like I said earlier, if this goes green, they're going to have to pit again, so they might be in a little trouble.
.53 laps to go. We'll keep an eye on where Eddie Morris and crew are. As you can see, they're coming to the start finish now. Just in front of the leader.
If I'm a betting man, I'm willing to bet that the leader's probably going to pit right here.
Oh, you know what? I would take those odds. I think that's insider trading, but hey, I'm going with it. My interpreter did it, not me. Heck, we got a potato sitting inside of a car right now, giving us all the insides, and he's not really relaying a message. As Gomes to the lead, the 99 on pit road. And this could be the last stop for the 99. All these cars going to have to pit again. Hartney going to be close to that bubble. He's currently 18. As you see, Duvendak begins to fall down in the rankings. He is 16th as these lap cars catching up with him. As he races to get off pit road. And he'll get off pit road in 17th, so one of the last cars to pit. Comes out 17th. Got a lot of work to catch back up. But everyone gonna have to pit. Gomes out there alone. And then you come back here to second with Jake McCarty. You can see he's got traffic with him. It's going to be Jake McCarty, Ryan Gomes, and D. Wright. Sharn Hill, well, he went in for that top off. Junior goes in. He takes the pit stop. Brett Merle goes in. So Duvendak, Hill, Junior, and Merle all should be good on gas. We'll wait to see what Riley Gomes does. And how long he'll stay out. See David Hartney there. Well, he's not battling Jake McCarty. Hartney in 14th. He's just trying to get his lap back. As it looks like the 4, McCarty, coming in this time. All eyes on the 9. When will Riley Gomes come in? Remember, Gomes was right on that bubble, and this is huge to get that bonus point for these laps led. So he got his lap led. Gomes gets his bonus point. He was trailing 4. He knew he had to make some ground on Jake McCarty. Josh Hall with a 13-point lead. Currently sitting 11th. Had a little bit of safety net.
As those guys on the off strategy are just now hitting pit road.
Well, you see as Gomes comes in, he's pitting now. That's going to put Mr. D. Wright up in the lead. He's on a 48 lap stint. Josh Hall with them. So good for Josh Hall, and it looks good on paper that he's way up here with that 14-point lead. But remember, he is going to cycle all the way to the back. Depending on when he goes, it can be a huge difference. Dev, Morris, Matt Allen, and Kevin Graham, they're on 22 laps stint already. That would give them 66 laps on a stint, and that is not enough gas to make it. So they're going to need this little splash. As we said how huge bonus points were, Josh Hall to the lead. So just when it was super tight, these guys doing everything to make sure this thing comes down to very minimal points. As Josh Hall does get his lap led. That's going to put the 68 and the 8 second and third. Currently 6 seconds behind Josh Hall, who's been out there 26 laps longer. We have had 5 fast repairs used, one being Billy Tithoff, Proby, Carlton Charles, Sylvain, and Trey Spears, and looks like D. Wright just used his. That might have been an accident, as he's coming off pit road. Devin and Eddie going back to the lead. You see Devin able to get around the lap traffic. Eddie kind of just waiting out behind it. Dev going around the inside of the Cat 5.5. He's trying to get some fresh air. Ooh, looks like Tithoff into the wall. We got cars getting X's everywhere here. Tithoff and Jake McCarty.
And there's the yellow.
There's the yellow, as it is going to tighten the field back up. They're going to get the they're going to be able to go in and take their pit stop. It's going to be interesting what these guys out in front do. You do have a ton of cars. Still a lap down. Looks like about 6 of them. Now, I said something didn't look good. Here's Tithoff. He just breaks loose, hits the outside wall, comes down, hits the inside wall, and just destroys the 4 of Jake McCarty. But I don't know if that brought the yellow. Let's go and see what happens with Ryan Gomes and Brad Young. Brad Young just comes down at super slow speed, and then looks like he kind of dove it back up. Let's watch this from Young's point of view. You see he's extremely slow. Comes up, hits the outside wall. That's not Brad Young, I'm sorry, he's good. Brad Young actually takes the damage. And that's why he's super slow. It looks like McCarty back out there, trying to get past the recovery. So that's what happens. McCarty goes low. Tithoff just slams him into the wall. And then he comes back up high because that's where, well, all the momentum brought him. But here came a bunch of cars. And that's the reasoning for the caution. As you see car pieces just flying off of the 4. And he goes into tow.
Man, I did not want to see that caution there because I think that was the money stop that beat these two.
That was definitely a huge advantage. As, man, they were able to pit and come out in front of you. That's how big that gap was.
Well, remember I told you, these two have that golden horseshoe.
And Billy Tithoff delivers. Our second true caution of the night.
Billy frickin' Tithoff.
Billy Tithoff. And if you're Riley Gomes, well, I don't know if you wanted to see it either. But right now, you're out in front of Dev and Eddie. And it looks like they did take a full 14-second pit stop. So you know what that means.
Oh, yeah.
They got them freshies. Smart move. Everybody goes into pit because they went into pit. The only two that don't, Sharn Hill, our current leader. Remember, Sharn Hill with the 20-point advantage. He's going to get that lap led. So who's led a lap tonight? Josh Hall, Sharn Hill, Duvendak, Riley Gomes. All guys who needed those extra points, and how were they going to get it? They've all got it. Most laps led tonight, 65 by Mr. Eddie Morris. 20 by Dev. 11 by Duvendak. 6 by Riley Gomes. 5 by David Hartney. 1 by Sharn Hill. 1 by Josh Hall. And 1 by Billy Tithoff. Huge dodge and weave as the Cat 5.5 just nowhere to go. He's looking okay right now, though. Currently sitting 6th. Nobody able to catch him with the amount of drivers. So Ryan Gomes, well, he'll make his way into the postseason. And we know, we can predict 8 of the drivers. It's going to be those bottom 4. You know what, 9 of them, because I'm going to say Duke makes it now. But 10, 11, and 12 are up in the air, and it can be jumbled around all over. You're going to have to tune in tomorrow night to SCSRA Live on the YouTube or Twitch or any of the platforms now. And tune in as we're going to look at first the ASR Tour. Then we'll look at the Truck Series, and finally, the NextGens. As they get side by side, Sharn Hill trying to get a good jump here. As we go back to green flag racing. Look who's behind Hill. Here comes the 68. In that Spud-tastic car. Riley Gomes, Duvendak, and Eddie Morris rounding out your top 5. Remember, Riley Gomes, his tires 6 laps older, still pretty fresh. Sharn Hills, he's on 15. Junior and Hill, the 2 drivers who have been on track with their tires the longest. Majority of the field, well, they're only on this 4-lap stint. If this stays green, everybody should be good. Everyone can make it now. Ooh, Balenciaga. Let's go tune in to see what happens. He gets a little 2X here. Oh, he's going to get put into the wall and then keeps it there to let everybody get around him. And minor damage it may be, but the meatball has already been cleared by Balenciaga as he's on his way out. I'm going to say fast repair. A lot of incident points tonight are self-induced. Not too much driver-on-driver contact. Well, some of these guys just eating some wall. As Rob Duvendak just hits a new overall best, 29.196. And that's good enough for our fastest lap of the night. Incredible that with 32 laps to go, the fastest lap gets set again. And I think part of that's going to have to do with that ability to change out those tires so late into a run. Sharon Hill going to do everything in his power to try to fight and keep the 68 off of him. He's got the 68, the 99, and the 8. Just like that, 68's going to dive low. Dev going to try to get past the 05. Get back into the lead. Does not clear. As Hill able to fight him off. Hill going to come down a little bit. Dev going to try it again. Hill this time going to go to the bottom side as Dev does clear him. The 05 cannot go low as Duvendak takes that hole. And these three drivers right now putting on a show as the 99's looking to get past the 05. And if you're Sharon Hill, you've got the notifications. You've got a driver to the inside. And don't look in your rear view because there's the 8. Is Eddie Morris running you down? Oh, Duvendak almost makes a little door contact with the 05. They're able to keep off each other.
Yeah, just the slightest bit of touching that apron will shoot you straight up into that guy out there.
As Duve clears, he's going to move into the high side. He's got the 05 behind him. 99 closes the door on the 8 of Eddie Morris. Eddie Morris was looking to try to get around. Eddie Morris now looking to get past Sharon Hill. And Eddie Morris does get by. That's going to make your 1, 2, 3. Dev, Duvendak, and Eddie Morris. Sharon Hill currently 4th. Joe Wright with a row of cars. He's got Hartney, Allen, Graham, and Gomes. They're trying to chase down Sharon Hill. Maybe get some spots here and really open this thing up and have some fun. I see Hartney doing a little diving over here. We're going to go back a little bit. Keep an eye on those leaders, see if there's any more shuffling. Right now, Hartney and Matt Allen, they're battling for 6th. Allen on the high side, Hartney on the bottom. They've got, looks like Trey Spears in front of them. Well, that's not Trey Spears, that's Joe Wright. Same color, less chrome. Mr. Wright's got a ton of chrome on that car. Hartney going to try to get to the bumper of Allen again. He's also got the 88 of Kevin Graham to his inside. Oh, we got one going sideways, and that was Joe Wright with a Incredible save. It looked like maybe just a little 1X as we got one going through the grass. And that was Matt Allen. Oh, and this is going to bring out a caution. As I switch to Matt Allen, he gets destroyed. Let's see what happens to Matt. There was some really tight racing up here between him and Wright. Allen comes up a little bit, gets put into the grass, throws it sideways, tries to slow it down, slides back up, gets it slow, comes back into the track, and then just gets destroyed by Zachary Cox. We might have to go on a ride with Matt Allen here. The 82 been battling. See the 82 start to break there. He doesn't break all the way. Right, able to save it. Allen comes through the grass, and that is too much grass. You can see he's trying to save it, Locks everything up, slides back in the track, tries to turn it back down off the track, and no momentum. So Matt Allen going for a ride. Interesting. 3 cars stay out. Graham, Gomes, and Spears. And then 4th. All the way back to 14th. You've got 10 cars, 12 cars, 13 cars, 14 cars. All said, well, we got 20 laps to go. We're going to make this real interesting. And we're going to get some fresh tires and some gas. And we're going to see what happens here.
I mean, you already bought the tires. You might as well use them, right?
You gotta
use them.
use them.
Let them sit there.
You can't return them. They don't carry over into the playoffs.
Oh, I wish.
But Kevin Graham, Kevin Graham, now our leader.
Yeah, this is going to be a very sketchy restart with these guys on 20-lap tires. Not only do they have to watch the wheel spin, but they're going to be extremely tight. Going down in 1 and 2 on this restart here.
Well, and to make matters even crazier, there was 4 points between these guys. Kevin Graham was 4 points out. And we saw Josh Hall, he gets a lap lead. Riley Gomes gets a lap lead. Now Graham gets a lap lead. Like, these guys thought, oh, if I get a lap lead, then maybe that 1 point will be the savior. Well, now they all have a lap lead. So the points are going to be absolutely tight. Probably the tightest they have seen, and I think someone's going to be pretty upset because they're going to miss it probably by 1. And it's all going to be at that stage.
Well, and I think these guys are hoping, and they're gambling here, that we're going to get a rash of cautions to end this race, and they can continue to hold the track position. And do most of these final 18 laps under caution. So I know that's what I'd be hoping for if I stayed out right now. So that I'm gonna assume that's what those 3 are hoping for, especially with how tight the bubble is. The track position means more at these points right now.
Well, and we're gonna throw up the onboard here, as we saw Eddie Morris. Well, he started in first gear. This time we're going to ride with Kevin Graham. See if that motion rig allows him to continue to start in first gear. His tires, well, they're 21 laps old, so. Trey Spears, his are 26.
I look around up here, and I am surrounded by the rookies that I'm battling for the Rookie of the Year. These three who stayed out, so.
Yeah, it's
and it's a tight battle for that too. So
it is an extremely tight battle. So you've got the Rookie of the Year battle going. You've got the playoff battle going. Oh man, it's going to be interesting. Tomorrow night's show, there's going to be some heartbreak. As we're on the back stretch, so let's remind everyone where they were sitting. Josh Hall had a little bit of comfort. Jake McCarty, Riley Gomes, and Kevin Graham. Look how close those three drivers are. It is going to come down to the stage points for sure. A lot of 18 laps left. Not a ton of laps left, but still enough that one of these guys could have a catastrophic finish. Some of them could just finish great. Kevin Graham going to have to be careful. He has used his fast repair. Jarn Hill also used his fast repair. You see that quick pump into second. Looks like the restart didn't affect him too much. We'll take that onboard off as we are back green with new leader Kevin Graham. Different ways to get points in the league. Most laps led. Finish it with a 0x. Well, that one does not apply tonight to either of those four drivers. And lead a lap, the stage points, and the yellow is back. And I don't like the first number I'm seeing here, the 99 involved.
Yeah, she's destroyed.
With the meatball. Ooh, just
hardly driving.
Smashed by the 13. Tries to squeeze his way between him and Josh Hall. So Junior nowhere to go, smashes between Hall and Duvendak. Well, Matt Allen, he's going to get involved. He's going to get turned. Let's see who turns him. Oh, it looks like Duvendak just clips him as he's getting turned sideways. And then Jarn Hill. It's almost like this replay, what it kind of reminds me of is you ever see the video of the treadmill and they got the marbles and they lay them on the treadmill and it kind of just goes all over the freaking place and they slide up and down this treadmill and knock each other off. That's kind of what that just looked like. As cars were sliding everywhere and one by one collecting cars. As Hill, Junior, Dube, and Matt Allen all head to the pits. And that's going to give us an opportunity to head to commercial. And we're back. As you saw a little bit of incidents going under caution, so we wanted to check it out. It looked like I'm not quite sure what happens there with Matt Allen and Duvendak, but thankfully I believe it was netcode which sent the 4Xs across, but I don't know. The cars look good. As we're back to our restart. Still got 3 cars out here on some old tires, so I'm not counting out any chaos. And the laps are ticking down. So we'll see how hard these guys push. As next time around, they will be at 10 to go, and there it is. As the 99 is blown up.
Yeah, she's done.
And it looks like Sylvain slips a little bit. And Duvendak comes around and collects Billy Tithoff. A jumbled mess. Matt Allen takes a little bit of damage. That will give us an opportunity to head to our final commercial, and we will get this thing finished. And still under caution. As Kevin Graham, still our leader. Trey Spears in third. These guys, well, Spears on a 37 lap stint, Graham on a 31. Devin in second and Eddie in fourth. Hartney in fifth. These guys are on a 12. So they're running out of time to make a move, but they definitely have the better tires to get it done. And it looks like that is going to be it for the 99 as his car is destroyed. Zachary Cox, he's in on pits. Billy Tithoff, he looks to be done. And Jake McCarty, and that is tough for Jake McCarty as he was just on the bubble line. That should move everyone up. And also a sigh of relief for the 99. As one to go. Pace car's lights are off. If we get to this restart, there will be 6 laps. If needed, 3 green-white checkers. Looks like Carlton Charles, he went into pit. Ryan Gomes and Matt Allen also went into pit. Graham opting to start on the bottom line. Devin is going to be on the high line with teammate Eddie Morris. So you're going to have the old tires on that bottom line, and the high line is going to be on the fresher tires. "13-lap tires." I don't know if there's too much of a difference between the 13-lap and the 2-lap, as most of the laps have been run under caution. As Kevin Graham is pulling off the racetrack. You've seen him. He's disappearing. He's still having a little incident, flashing around. He's going to hit the inside wall. And he gone.
Yeah, it looks like he pulled off.
And we're back to green. Trey Spears, he's going to move his way into the lead. He's going to get a huge run with no leader in front of him. That's kind of a hard judgment call if you're Devin. You know you're not the leader, so you got to go on the leader, but the leader just flashed out. Trey Spears takes advantage of it, and he gets his way into the lead. David Hartney moves his way into third. He's going to slide up in front of Eddie Morris. We said those older tires were on the bottom line, and with Graham flashing it out, it allowed Trey Spears to get a huge run, and David Hartney goes with them. As Hartney trying to get to the door, Devin Buccino. And the harder Hartney runs Buccino, the better chance it's going to be for Trey Spears. He's got his hands full right now as he's got the 68 pulling right up to his bumper. See Buccino giving Spears some bumps, some love here. He wants him to get out of the way, and Trey Spears says, "I'm the leader. I'm not getting out the way."
Now opens the door for Hartney as he comes in the inside of the 3.
And the caution comes out again. And this one gonna involve a couple cars.
Do you remember what I said earlier about those guys who stayed out hoping for a lot of cautions?
They're getting it.
Playing straight into Trey Spears' hand right now.
Oh, this is not the incident. This is going to be a little restart caution. That's going to be because of the 88 dropping down. Really just kind of muffed everything together. But then we're going to come over here to Carlton Charles. Oh, Riley Gomes is going to get spun. Brother Ryan Gomes, Carlton's going to give him a little love. Let's go see. Junior going to get involved. He's going to go for a ride. And Brad Young, Riley Gomes, going to be the reason for that incident. Well, let's rewind it a little bit here. As Riley kind of comes down, but then Brad comes back up. Brad's got that low line. Riley gives him enough room. It looks like Brad kind of slides back up, and he's going to collect the 9. And that, I said no more commercials, and well, I'll stick to it. Gomes having a little bit of internet issues now as he's gone to NIL a couple times, so he's flashing in and out. Looks like Balenciaga got a meatball. He's gone into the pits. Now, oh man, this is tough. So, you look, let's go take a look at these points because this is going to be extremely close. Both drivers were involved on that last wreck. So, Jake McCarty, you can assume Jake, he's going to take a 23rd finish here. That's probably going to slide him out of the playoffs. That's going to leave at a dead tie Riley Gomes and Kevin Graham.
Wow.
Right now, Gomes has 2 spots, or Graham has 1 spot on Riley Gomes. Graham is currently 14th, Gomes is currently 15th. I believe Riley Gomes has the better stage points. So you want to talk about tight. They both have laps led. Neither of them have a 0x. And neither of them will have the most laps led.
Well, and Riley was just in that wreck there, so depending on whether or not he used a fast repair, it could really hurt the downforce of that car. So he might lose more positions here. Might be exactly what Kevin Graham's needing.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Riley did not use his fast repair. He has it. Kevin Graham does not. And I believe, let me go look, Kevin Graham was clean, not involved in that incident. So no damage taken to him. Riley did get a 2x upgraded to a 4x off the extra damage. So it was a little progressive. It wasn't horrible. We've seen these cars meatball for less though. And sometimes that hidden damage, it sneaks up on you and you think your car is good. I know what Riley's doing, but if you're Riley Gomes, do you take the fast repair and just try not even take the risk? I mean, he went into the pits. He saw the time.
I don't know, because it just depends on where he finished in that stage, knowing, you know, where Kevin is at in front of him right now. So he might be playing it safe, not using it.
And you might have to gamble that, hey, if we race hard enough, we might be the reason for another caution.
Right, and these last 20 laps have just been caution-filled, so we might not be done with it.
And I don't think Kevin Graham or Riley Gomes have caused a caution tonight, because that's always another risk. You know, they cause their second caution and claim it, they get parked. I will say, I think D. Wright's eliminated, Matt Allen's eliminated, Jake McCarty is eliminated. I believe it's going to come between Riley Gomes and Kevin Graham for that 12th spot. And both these guys were 4 points out.
Well, I mean, you can't rule David Wright out yet. He is sitting 6th or 5th. So he wins this race. That's going to lock him in.
Well, then
and
you have to...
That throws a wrench in everything.
Let's throw a bigger wrench in. Trey Spears, not even in the playoff talk. Does he have enough that if he wins this race, does he have enough races where he locks himself in?
Yeah, that's something we would have to look. And another piece of developing story here is before that caution came out, you see David Hartney's up to 2nd. So that's going to put Butch Chanel and Eddie Morris back in that 2nd row for this restart.
Oh man, it is getting intense. Tomorrow's show, it's gonna be I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be very good and a little chaotic.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot to cover tomorrow night.
We're gonna have to tell Hartney, hey man, you might want to get this film ready, because woof, it's heartbreak after Texas. All my exes live in Texas. I believe that's the saying, right? Pace car going off. What could be the last time, but with so much on the line, ooh, man, it's going to be crazy back there. Trey Spears, he's going to try to get that big jump. He's going to have to be careful with that drift up, with the lane change rule. That one came close. Oh, Hartney's going sideways.
Going around.
That's going to bring out another caution.
Wow. You know what, now we got to start wondering fuel-wise for Trey Spears here, because he's going to be close to a 50-lap run.
He is. He's currently on a 46. You figure another 3 laps, that's going to be lap 49. The good news is, a ton of them under caution. Hopefully he's been saving.
Yeah, hopefully.
Let's see. And you see Hartney starts to drift all by his lonesome. Dev, nowhere to go. He's trying to slide up around him. Man, if you're Trey Spears, though, you got to be a little worried. Eddie Morris is now going to start in opposite lane to you.
Yeah, if I'm Trey Spears, the thing I'm nervous about right now is that restart. Because we've seen this league take away wins for lane changes on restarts, so...
And then, you know what? The same thing. What happens here? How does Ryan Gomes, does he break loose and then gets collected by the 78? He does break loose. Trying to go. He sees Hartney spinning. Breaks loose, and the 78 just collects him. We'll just bring on the potato.
Good old Spud.
He's out here again with Kevin Harvick. Kevin Harvick, we didn't see too much of him in the early going of this race, but the last 20 laps, he's been busy holding that sign. His arm's hurt.
Yeah, man, I'm going back and watching that replay, that last restart. I don't know. It's gonna be tough for these guys to call that if it is a true penalty. That's gonna be tough.
It was extremely close. I said he had to be careful with it.
And we've seen him take away wins for less on lane changes, so.
Well, and kind of a rule of thumb, we've seen it a couple times where drivers on that high side, they use the track arch and they've shifted up into the third lane. But the field goes with them, and it's kind of been like, okay, this is what we do here. The whole field's going with them. The problem that he's going to have is who's behind him there on that restart? And I don't think
he had Butchino behind him.
And I don't think Butchino shifted up with him because he had Eddie Morris on his outside, so he couldn't really go anywhere. So all the drama gonna unfold.
Now, I tell you what, as someone who does race reviews for another league, man,
your stomach turns.
If they gotta penalize him for that, they are gonna hate it that they have to do it.
Well, and let's see. Just curious. Let's go look at the unofficial standings here and find Trey Spears. I don't. Well,
what's their minimum here you gotta do?
It doesn't matter. Trey Spears has 9 starts.
9 starts? Well,
so he's there. Tonight's 10th start. He has been here every week. Oh man. Oh.
I tell you what, he's not gonna sleep tonight if he has any sense that he could be getting a penalty for that.
Well,
he still has to go win it though.
He's got to win it.
Right. He's got to win it.
And he's got to hold off 2 monsters here who've been fast all night, and we've seen him throwing some blocks. He's going to have to be extremely careful and not let a bad decision come on this next restart. And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to look out the right side and see the 8 next to me. I don't want to look in my rear view and see a big potato.
I mean, if you're going to win it, that's the way to win it. That's a win and a win-win to beat those guys.
Not only do you have to beat those guys, but throw in another curveball to him. Sitting 4th, teammate David Wright. So you have 3 neon drivers surrounding him.
And I believe he needs a win to get locked in too.
He would need a win to also get locked. Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you do here? I mean, you're Eddie and Dave or Butch. You know they want to win it, but they got their teammate behind them, probably pleading to them, like, "Hey, man,
I need this win.
Let me get on by you guys in this restart.
I need a miracle. If we get past Trey, then hey, let me get past. Let me go 1-on-1 with them." Because if you're neon, that gets all 5 of your drivers in the playoffs. As Joe Wright's got to win, Hartney's got to win, Dev's got to win, Eddie's got to win. And if you don't let him by, I don't know how long he's your teammate in the postseason.
Right?
I'd become enemy number one and say, hey man, all you had to do is let up a little bit. We did the hard part, and that was to get past Trey Spears.
Yeah, but I think Trey's got to get this. He's got these tires cooled down for this restart.
Well, we've watched the drama unfold long enough. The pace car going off. Trey gets a pretty good restart here. No question about the lane change there. He stays down. He's going to have to be careful. Can't overdrive it. He's got the 8 and 68 behind him. He enters 3. He'd love to make it around one more lap. You know his heart's got to be jumping through his chest.
And he sees the white flag. That's what he's been waiting for.
The white flag is out. This race will end this time around. Eddie Morris, though, coming on a charge. Oh, he's going to get into the back bumper of Trey Spears. Trey Spears has to let off. And this is going to scatter everyone around. Now, Butchino driving around, cuts the nose off Trey Spears.
And we're going to have a photo finish here. And Eddie by a half a car length.
Eddie is going to win it by just a half.
A car.
And Trey Spears not going to be able to get it done. He's going to finish 3rd. So it's going to be a tough interview for Trey Spears. Eddie able to make it past his teammate. He was the favorite, man. He did not live up to the odds, though. He made that way too tight.
And unfortunately, Trey just left that door open in 1 and 2. He didn't get to that bottom line, and that just left it enough room for Eddie to get down in there on him.
That got tight real quick, and they left it all out here on Texas, so definitely a good finish. D. Wright finishes 5th, so he will and should be eliminated, but man, that end.
It almost paid off. Those tires almost held up long enough. Honestly, I think it was one caution too many because he had such a big lead on that last restart too.
As he's going to bring it in, as Eddie Morris is just going to burn it down. And we're going to take this chance. Let these guys get into the booth, and we'll head to commercial. We'll be right back. All right, Trey, Guy and Rob in the booth, you got a copy.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Well, man, we're doing. You gave us one heck of a finish. I think you had the booth up here rooting for you as you just about threw a wrench into this entire playoff point scheme. Just not able to get it done. Stayed out 52 lap stint. I think you had the tires. I think if we didn't get the last caution, you had more than enough tire. You definitely gave those two neon drivers everything you had, man. Left it all out on the track at Texas, and just came up a little bit short, man. How you feeling?
Oh, I'm happy with the run. I'm happy with the effort. That's my first podium of the season. Would have been much cooler to get the big W and clutch playoff spot last second, but I'm living.
Well, Rob, what you got for him? You were out on this track all night.
Man, I tell you what, to make it a little bit better for you, I think you might take over the Rookie of the Year standings with that run over me. So I think with me finishing 20th, you getting a top 3 there, I think you might jump up there and take it from me.
Oh, I don't know, man. I'm doing good in the trucks on Rookie of the Year, but I don't think I was even close to the playoff picture. It's just been some bad luck. I think it's the old rookie luck. But yeah, me and Riley kind of flipped the pit schedule there, and when we pitted that last time, I told Riley, when they pitted that last time, I told Riley I was going to do the opposite of what everybody else did, and that's what I did. And that whole run on those tires, I wasn't downshifting to fourth to try and save them. You know, in turn one, you can downshift into fourth and you get a hell of a run off the corner. But if you kind of, only use that to defend and to overtake, you can save the tires. So that's what I was banking on. I was trying to have them as fresh as I could. They were pretty dang good. I was able to hang with them there and drive off from them a little bit. But them freshies got me in the end.
Yeah, just one caution too many. I think if we didn't get that last caution there, I think you got a good enough a restart the prior one that race would have been yours. So I hate to hear that for you. I hate to see that outcome there. We were like Guy said, we were pulling for you because you kind of came out of nowhere there. Like you weren't even mentioning the playoff picture, the points or anything, and then all of a sudden we get to overtime and we both kind of look at each other and we're like, wait a minute, where's his standings in the points? Where does he have enough races? And we had to go check, and we were like, yep, he's got 9 races, so he pulls this off, man. Talk about a huge upset, but just came up a little short. Sorry for that, man. But we still got 6 more weeks for you to try to get another one.
Heck yeah, I'm gonna try my tail off here. I'm looking forward to next season. Gonna get right back at it, and hopefully them rookie blues will be gone.
Absolutely.
Well, that's it, man. I mean, and when you not getting the win, that's going to open up the door for Mr. Riley Gomes. We're going to see if he makes it. We're going to tune in tomorrow night as the points come out. It's going to be extremely close, but, you're going to have a ton of work up there to do with your teammates, and hopefully you guys can bring it home and really start putting it together. But before I let you get out of here and get you back up in with the teammates, we're going to leave off, man, with the floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to thank Intensity Broadcasting, Dev Sports Cards, and my teammate Riley Gomes there. I told him he would be a hell of a crew chief. He definitely gives me the pep talks when I'm riding up there towards the front on those few occasions. He tries his best to keep me calm. And I also want to thank Devin Butchino for inviting me to the league and bringing me in. I've had a hell of a time, and it's cool that I have an outlet to race competitively.
Well, man, it was definitely a heck of a show, and hated to see you come up a little bit short, man, but on to the playoffs we go, and we will catch you next week as we head to Darlington.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir. You have a great night.
You have a great one.
Yes, sir.
And that's Mr. Dan Trey Spears, who must like Josh Hall more over in intensity.
Well,
you don't like Guy and Rob at SCSRA. But first
tell you
podium.
What, these other two, we've interviewed them enough, so we can just end it here, wrap it up.
I kind of agree, and we'll bring them up. Mr. Dev, welcome to the booth. We said we've interviewed you enough. Intense. Duvendak's been saying, man, if we didn't get that one caution, I think I could have held him on the run. You guys took a different pit strategy. Come home with the 2-3 finish, or actually the 1-2 finish, and D. Wright finishes 5th, Joe Wright finishes 6th, and David Hartney falls to 17th after that wreck. So, good night for Neon.
Yeah, our bed was kind of made. There was a caution after the stage around, I think you could go like 48 laps, and there was a caution that put us in that window, and we didn't pit when everyone else did, and the green flag cycle started, man. We had to split it into 3s, and I knew we were in trouble. And thankfully, we were able to cycle to the lead and get that caution on like 110 or somewhere around there, or 105, because we were scheduled to pit in like 15 laps. And yeah, man, I felt like I was able to get by Sharn, and I forgot who else was up there. I think it was Sharn and Riley, and it was just me, Duve, and Eddie. And that caution with 20 to go just killed everything. We just didn't have enough time under green to get through the 3 guys that stayed out. You know, we got Ryan on the first one. We got Trey on the next one. And then we didn't have time to get to Kevin, and then Kevin lagged and gave Trey control of the race. So it's just, we're really trying to put Mr. Starch in victory lane. If we didn't get that caution to set off the string of them with 20 to go, I felt like we'd saved our stuff. And it would have been interesting with Eddie and Duve, because we had to have been running super close lap times. But yeah, just not enough time, man. Not enough time to get it done.
No, it was definitely a heck of a show up there all night. Some really great racing going all over the place. I will tell you, the fastest lap late in the night was taken by Duve, and that was when the 3 of you guys were battling. Somehow he came out of nowhere and pulled the fastest lap. Took it away from Eddie, and I know if the 3 of you were up there pushing without the cautions, it was going to continue to get broken by the 3 of you.
Yeah.
Heck, but you did put up a record tonight for the fastest potato, so.
I'll put that in the Hall of Shame.
The Hall of Shame. I think that car at least needs a race once every year now. Going
100%.
forward. 100%. But, man, it's been a heck of a season, and Texas did not disappoint with the excitement. You're going to go back and watch his broadcast, and I think me and Duve did everything we could to hit on where these guys were at in the points. We're not going to... I got an idea what happened, but we're not going to reveal the points. You know, tomorrow night we're going to reveal them on air. This way, you got to tune in to see who's going to make it. It's going to be extremely close, though.
Yeah, I think that's got to be up there for race of the year. I'm sure Duve can attest to this, but just how racy it felt. I feel like we haven't had a race that felt this racy, for lack of a better term, in forever, man. Because it was genuinely multi-groove. And there were times where it's like the exit of turn 2 was just a funnel, man. Like, I couldn't see the 2 guys to my right, but coming off 2 on the bottom, we would just funnel in single file with like a half a car length or a car length in between us. And a lot of green flag racing, man. It's very refreshing. I know we got the string at the end of the race here. We had like 5 cautions in the last 20 laps, which isn't great. Playoff guys are pushing. I get that. It happens. It's the end of the race. But, I mean, I'd like to hear Duve's opinion, because that felt like some damn good racing, man. We haven't had that in a long time. Those long green flag runs, green flag pit stops. I had to get my dictionary out under caution because I didn't remember what that term meant. But we got some green flag pit stops, different strategies, and it was a really good time out here, man. We haven't been to a mile and a half at all this season, I don't think, because it's doing the schedule. It's actually very slim. They do not go to many in real life anymore, but definitely has to be taken into consideration going into next season, because this was absolute blast out here.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be upset if you guys don't have it on the schedule next year, because I agree with you. Other than I think Michigan was a blast. I know we had a lot of cautions there, but that track's kind of similar to Texas in a way. But yeah, I would agree with you. This race tonight was by far the best of the season. You not only did you see different leaders at multiple points in a race, it was very competitive for everyone. And no offense to you and Eddie, but it was good to see other people up there leading. It made it competitive. It made it exciting. And a lot of people gave you guys a run for your money. We haven't really seen that much this season.
No, 100%. We were, like I said, we have to take things like this into consideration going into next season with the schedule, because we've said it time and time again, you know, that this group is capable of so much, and I think we put that on display today. So just real proud of everyone, man. We have a really strong core. We're not going into next season with 10 guys on each side. Obviously, trucks need a little bit of work, but there's just a ton of interest in NextGen. But we're just building a really strong core, man. And leagues are nothing without a strong foundation. I mean, we got a really solid. You know, everyone wants 40 guys out there, but if we have 23 guys that are putting on races like this every week, I don't think I heard any complaints from any single drivers tonight It was a very refreshing race.
Well, man, and to put that into perspective with your lead changes, you knew how close the points were going into tonight, and position 9 started with Duvendak, all the way down to 15th, which was D Wright. So Duvendak, Sharn Hill, Josh Hall, Jake McCarty, Riley Gomes, Kevin Graham, and D Wright all fought their way to lead at least one lap and take that point.
And Kevin, he was there, man. I don't know what happened with his connection. I'm sick to my stomach for him. You could feel it when he said he was claiming the inside for the restart. You could hear it in his voice, man. Like he's like, belts are tight, literally because of his motion rig. But it's just, to have that factor, like you can hear it. You can hear the guys on edge, how bad they want it. And guys were able to throw wrenches at this thing and have legitimate shots at it. So it was just an incredible race, man.
Man.
Have we heard from Kevin yet? Are we not sure that his sim might have launched him into the ceiling or something?
No, that was Auto Club. He bought some extra belts for that. He's got like a 12-point harness now. He got a Hans device.
Thank God.
He's not leaving that thing.
His wife has to duct tape him in beforehand.
Yeah, his mouth. No, just kidding. That's Junior's duct tape.
Well, Deb, man, I'm glad we got you up here. Took the second. Hey, my favorite for tonight won. I heard last night you got him though, so.
It was cheeky fuel strategy. I think it's the first time I've ever won a race.
Well,
but he was the guy to beat, man. I said it. I think I said it last week when we were BSing after the race.
Yeah, you did.
Eddie just knows his place. The first run, we got away from him. He ran us down. I'm like, okay, take it back a little bit. And then in the midst of pit cycles, we had flipped him. And, the fastest guy won. After watching the Cup race 2 weeks ago, whatever that was, I tried sending it on the outside of him in 4 there. I was absolutely white knuckle. I didn't want to put it any closer to him. I didn't want to screw anything up. But I think our margin of victory from New Hampshire and this week is a combined 2 car lengths. So it's always cool. I mean, definitely shout out to Eddie. Put in a lot of laps this week. The fastest guy won. It's cool when you can have a race like Duve was talking about with the parity. But some places the cream just rises to the crop or top or whatever that saying is. So.
Well, man, we head to old Darlington next week. Playoffs are going to start. It's going to be a whole new attitude. You're going to have some guys in there that are going to have to put in some work to try to rise up to the top. But hopefully they put in those laps and we put on another great show. As Darlington, that's the track that you always say drives you. You don't really drive Darlington. So
yeah, 100%.
We'll see what happens going forward into these playoffs, man. I'm excited for it. I know you're excited for it. You can feel the excitement from the league and. Man, I'm going to let you get out of here so we can get your teammate up in here. And you know how we're going to leave off, though. And you can thank Zeke Elliott, too, because, he came back.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll talk football when the camera's off because I have some opinions on things. But
floor's yours, bud.
But no, shout out to Eddie. Fastest guy won. He deserved it. That was a blast, man. I love racing with that guy. Since you've been doing these next-gen things, we've had, I don't know how many of those kinds of finishes, but shout out to this entire league, man. Great racing throughout. Everyone needs to pat themselves on the back. Thank you to you guys. Tony Starch, I tried for you, sir. I really did. And then just Dev Sports Cards, Morse Customs. If you need any schemes done, just message him on Facebook. Anything you can think of or can't think of it, just tell Eddie what you want and he can do something with it. Level Up Subs, new craft fine jewelry design. Thanks again for all you do, guy. Page is growing. Appreciate everything you do for us. You, Hartney, the whole admin team, all the drivers, and yeah, man, we'll go playoff racing. Could you ask for a better playoff schedule? I mean, how more traditional does it get than Darlington? Oh, yeah. Shout out to my parents as well.
I got you, Dev.
Don't get yelled at like I do.
I got you, Dev.
It's because I go too fast and I just blank. Shout out to my girlfriend Kaylee for. She's super supportive with all this, man. We'll watch the replays together. I'll show her what happened this week. I'll show her what happened that week, all that. So
I'm just trying to keep you off the couch.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's on me. I won't let her watch this one, so she won't know that I screwed up again. Just appreciate you guys for everything you do.
Yes, sir. Well, we will. Maybe we'll catch you tomorrow, as I think me and Duve are both going to be there. So.
Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow night for the big old reveal of all 3 leagues. So.
All 3 leagues are reviewing, so we got it all prepped and it's ready to go. We just got to put in the final numbers.
Yeah, I heard we got a schedule reveal tomorrow too. So
we do. Ooh, it's gonna be a good night.
We're rolling, man. Recruiting starts next week. It gives us a couple months to get it done, and we're not slowing down over here. We're just gonna keep going, building off this. So
absolutely. But all right, man. Well, I'll let you get up there to the garage, and we'll get your teammate in here.
Yeah, sounds good, guys. Thank you.
All right, man.
See you, brother.
And I'll just drop Dev off. I think I dropped him in the free agents, and we'll get his teammate in here. the favorite of the night, Eddie the Fried Piper Morris. Welcome to the booth.
What's up, brother?
Man, I know I put some big odds on you. You didn't have to take it to the end. You could have made the point spread actually count. I mean, you brought that thing to the final turn on the final lap. Able to get it done, though.
Stuck it into one like I was all night. It kind of felt like a damn super speedway car. It took about a lap to get wound up and going, and man, once it wound up and got going, it was pretty damn fast. So I stuck it in there. I feel like he kind of come down, and once we made contact, I'm like, all right, that's what we're doing, you know. But I mean, I don't feel like I've been raced with respect by him from earlier in the season. One of the races, he was a lap down car and just absolutely slowing me down, and so sometimes it comes back around.
Well, I mean, respect or not, it's the final lap for a win.
Going for
like
a win,
you're going for that no matter what is going on. So
oh yeah,
you sailed that in there and got him.
Respect though, I'm usually not one to make that kind of move. You can ask anybody in here. You know, I don't. If you race me with respect, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm probably not going to move you. I'm going to hit the brakes so we don't make contact. But sometimes you just got to teach people a lesson, yeah.
I tell my kids that every day.
That's right.
Nice. Then I take my
hopefully,
belt
hopefully
off.
there's no hard feelings there. You know, I mean, I know it does suck. Been on the other end of that one, and definitely does suck. So, I don't know, man. We'll take her. That's 3 going into the playoffs. So.
That's it. That's going to be huge. And man, it's what were you, about 60 points behind Dev? So I mean, that's Dev's going to take it here. I think you're going to finish second regular season. We're gonna
had a horrible first 5 races.
Man, it was awful. And I said, Eddie Morris, what is going on? This is not the Eddie we know. And since then, you seem to have taken the magnet off. You did finish tonight with a 0X. And there was actually a couple drivers. Trey Spears finished with a 0X, and Mr. Joe Wright finished with a 0X. So it's a pretty good night of racing. Definitely a lot different than what we had at New Hampshire, and a lot different attitude from tonight. Some really good racing. Dev commented that it felt like some of the best racing that we've had all year in the league. Duvendak agrees. What's your feelings on it?
I would agree for the most part. Kind of sucked there at the end whenever we kept getting the rash of cautions, but I mean, it's a cutoff race. You know, everybody's trying to get those points. So I mean, I guess you take that into consideration. It's kind of understandable if you're up there in the front and just want to get this thing over with and don't have that stress of, do I need to pass this guy? You know, to be locked in. That's. I mean, I would agree. Yeah.
Well, next week, you guys are going to head to Old Darlington. We know Darlington can definitely be a handful for some drivers, as you really got to be comfortable riding that wall line. And I know I'm not. I've never been comfortable with the wall. I always feel like I'm too close and I'm going to take someone out. And we've seen cars all season hit the wall at tracks that you shouldn't. So next week's going to be a challenge. How you feeling about going to Darlington?
Usually, if you watched any of these things, I'm usually one of the first guys to go try the wall line anyway. It don't really matter where we're at. So even if it wasn't the line, I'd probably be up there trying it anyway at some point.
We know. Eddie in the high line.
I feel pretty good about it. I actually enjoy it. I think we were there a couple seasons ago, and I forgot which damn corner I was in. That sucked because I took it different and it wasn't the right corner. But other than that, just remembering what corner you're in. It's pretty fun. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we'll have another strong run to start the playoffs and be able to make it to the Final Four at the end.
That's it, and keep that momentum. But all right, man. Well, it's been a heck of a night. It's been a fun night, fun race to call tonight. I see great things continuing to happen in the league, man, and that's a reflection of the standards you guys keep in place. Looking forward to this playoff run. I'm glad that we finally have lifted that cloud off of Eddie Morris, and he's back to winning. So congratulations, and before we let you get out of here, man, we're going to leave off with the floor is yours.
Appreciate it, brother. yeah, just really looking forward to like you said, man, everything that the season's doing and everybody going forward. Hopefully, we'll continue to improve and grow, and we'll do it all together. And we appreciate you, Guy, and everything that you do, bringing this to us every week. It's really awesome to go back and watch it. Like, even not like just going back and watching it today or tomorrow, or you know what I'm saying? Like, next time we run Texas in the next gen, how many people are going to come back and watch this broadcast? So like it's beneficial more than just watching it the next day for entertainment thing. Like I go back and watch them all the time. I didn't realize we've not been to Texas on a Wednesday night since season 2
in the Xfinity.
Yeah, in the Xfinity cars. So that was crazy. 5 seasons, man. We've not been here on a Wednesday night. That's crazy.
Well, after
so I'm
tonight, I think you got to put it in the schedule for next year.
Yeah, that was some pretty good racing.
That was all right.
So I'm glad we decided to put it back in. And I don't know why we hadn't before, but I'm glad it's here. So yeah, appreciate you, man. Like I said, I go back and watch these things, so it's really, really valuable. So we appreciate you for doing that, taking the time to do it, and everything that you've done to improve it. And Tony Starch up there, you got to give a shout out to him. And we got Acres. Acres was the race sponsor tonight. So shout out to them. If you need any, real estate? If you need any real estate needs, check them out. Acres. Got to give a shout out to the title sponsor, Dev Sports Cards. Mother's Day's coming up, Father's Day's coming up, and so is Christmas. Head on over to eBay, go to @Dev Sports Cards, and get that sports fan some pretty awesome memorabilia. That's at eBay @Dev Sports Cards. Shout out to Morris Customs for these sweet paints. Check them out at Facebook @Morris Customs. Shout out to my teammates, Dev. Really awesome run tonight with him. Super strong. It's pretty cool finishing like that. I was kind of worried he was going to get me. I had to throw a block on him on the bottom, coming down the back stretch. But overall, it was pretty fun. So shout out to him. Shout out to D Wright, man. He was pretty close. Hoping he makes it in by some way. I don't know. Shout out to Joe. He had a really good season. Looking forward to the playoffs with him. Had a pretty good run tonight. Shout out to Hartney. He had a really good run tonight. Seen him in my review a couple times. Heck, he was out front a while for a little bit, wasn't he?
He sure was.
Yeah, so he had a pretty good run. So congrats to him. And just shout out to everybody that allows me to do this.
Oh man, it was definitely a fun track to watch. Off to Darlington next week. The playoffs begin. Going into that round of 12. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And I'll let you get out of here so we can get you up into that garage and go hang out or go play FIFA. go actually get some relaxation. But again, man, congratulations, and we'll catch you next week.
Appreciate you, brother.
And old Eddie Morris, our race winner. Always with good insights on the interviews, man. One thing I love about Eddie is he'll come in here and tell you exactly how he's feeling. There's no fluff. There's no, he's gonna tell you how he's feeling. And he does that for this league, and I think at the end, it helps this league and lets them know, like, hey, we gotta clean some stuff up, and you can see. Tomorrow night, SCSRA Live. Tune in as all leagues will have their points. And Dev just giving us a little leak. Guess we're getting some schedule tomorrow for season 8 upcoming. So,
well, if they don't have Texas in it, I hope they rework that schedule overnight.
That might be what Hartney's doing up there now is checking it out. But man, a heck of a night. And I guess, dude, if I'm going to catch you tomorrow night, our wives are going to kill us, but that's okay. We'll survive.
Hey, I already got permission, so I had to give her my permission slip. She signed it for me, said you're good for about 15, 20 minutes. So
I haven't brought mine to my wife. I think I'm just going to forge your signature and pray I get away with it.
I used to, but it doesn't work anymore. She finds out.
Yeah. But, all right, man. Well, your night. didn't go as planned, but you know what? I think you're safe. We'll find out tomorrow. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks to Acres for sponsoring tonight. Acres, a big sponsor to the league. You see them on all the graphics. And till then, tune in tomorrow night with Hartney, myself, Duvendak. I know Eddie Morris will be there, and we'll see if Dev makes his appearance. So could be a pretty big show, and maybe the potato shows up. We'll see.
Ooh.
So, all right, man.
Off to the playoffs we go. So
that's it, and we'll catch y'all tomorrow night. Peace.
Have a good night, everyone.